my name is Becky from Back to Blighty and welcome back. This is episode 14 of the podcast and it's Monday the 11th of November. It's Remembrance Day and I've just got in from work. It's 6:30 and I really wanted to get a really quick podcast out to you all. So it's going to be a brief one, but I have got some finished objects and I've got a whip that I want to share with you, and I also want to ask your help with something. I feel a little bit out of breath. I've just literally come in the door, set the lighting up. I hope it's okay. It's winter, so who knows what the lighting's like. And just want to kind of have a chat with you before I really relax for the evening. Just drinking tea as usual today, but I hope you've had a good week. It's only been a week since my last podcast, but here I am, I'm back. So first things first, what I'm wearing today. I am wearing the Carlina pullover by Whitney Hayward. I shall stand up so you can have a little look-see. So I love this colourwork jumper. It is my favourite. I really like the A-line. And the cuffs I changed slightly. Hope you can see that. It calls for a turn-up cuff, but I just did some rows of garter stitch because big cuffs are lovely but not practical, especially when you're as accident prone as I am. So this yarn is Whistlebear yarns. I talked about it in my last podcast because I'm making the Novelli tee. It's their Cheviot Marsh 4-ply and it is just gorgeous. It's lovely and soft and it blooms beautifully and it's lovely and sticky. So if you're looking for a yarn for colourwork especially, I really, really recommend this yarn. And I recommend the pattern. It's a lovely pattern. So I'm just going to get my notes because I've got a few things to talk to you about, and I've got some finished objects, as I said, and a whip, but I'm going to have a little chat to you about something that I've got going on and maybe you'd like to join me before I delve into that. So about, a week ago, I was on my MacBook and I was looking at the news section. You can click and you can look at the news, and I was really taken by a story that was done on a guy called Tom Allen, who was from Weston-super-Mare, and he was a homeless chap with spina bifida living obviously on the streets. And it got me really thinking about, it's getting so cold outside now, and most of us are really lucky. We've got warmth, we've got shelter, we've got food, and our lives are pretty easy in comparison. And I sort of did a bit of research and I found that there are at least 320,000 homeless people living in the UK right now, which is just atrocious. I can't even get my head around that. That research was done by Shelter. And it kind of got me thinking that, I'm really privileged. I have a nice house, I have a job, I have a really supportive family, but a lot of people haven't got that. So I wanted to do something to make a difference, and I thought, well, what am I good at? Not a lot. But I kind of thought actually knitting is the one thing that I can maybe use to make a bit of a difference. So I decided I would contact my local kind of drop-in shelter, I suppose you could call it, called Lewes Open Door, which is based in the town of Lewes, which is just down the road from me. I'm kind of the next village along. And they offer a daily drop-in where people can go and they can have a wash and they can have a bite to eat and they can get clean clothes and things like that. But also on the 9th of November, I think it is, they open up a winter shelter, and it's overnight for 5 days a week. But there's only 5 beds, so it only gives 5 people a warm night. And I kind of thought I'd really like to, as I said, do something to try and help. So I'd heard of Hats for the Homeless before, but I kind of thought, well, I wonder if they would like some hats just to give to their clients, and maybe that would be really useful for them. So I contacted them on their Facebook page, and they came back to me and said, that would be lovely, we would really love that, and actually what we'd like to do is give them as gifts for Christmas. So I was like, brilliant. So I have started making hats for that, but I also contacted Antifreeze, which is a charity that works with the homeless in Brighton and Hove. And Brighton and Hove is really high up there in the UK, as you know, for their numbers of homeless people. And they also said they were interested. So I kind of thought, well, I can do so much, but I can't do very much more than that, because, you know, I've only got these two hands, and, you know, I can't, you know, I work and I've got other stuff on, but I'll do what I can. So anyway, so I kind of thought about it, and I thought, well, I shall start by looking in my stash and seeing what I can rake out that would be useful. So I started off, I'm going to shift around a little bit, put my notebook down there. So I started off using some Knit Picks Simply Worsted, which I made my Appengluhen cardigan out of. And it's a worsted weight yarn, and I just started off making a ribbed hat, and then I didn't know how much I would have left. So what I did is I knit a ribbed hat, and then I just picked up the stitches, and then I knitted a little rib around the bottom, which kind of worked out really well. And this is done in worsted weight yarn, so it took me like no time at all to knit that up. I mean, literally just over an evening. I mean, if I'd have started early enough, it would have been done. So that was my first hat, which I'm really pleased with. And then I thought, well, actually, I'm going to look on Ravelry, and I'm going to see what free patterns there are available, because, you know, we obviously haven't got an awful lot of money to spend on really lush yarns. And to be honest with you, you know, the people on the streets aren't going to be hand washing their hats anytime soon. You know, they haven't got that luxury of having wool wash and things like that. So there needs to be something that they can look after and keep in a reasonable condition. So I went on to Wool Warehouse and I bought some Drops Lima yarn, and it worked out at £1.60 a ball, which is nothing. So I started off working on the Basic Simple Lazy by John Breingar. I'll put all the links below. And there's some really nice colours. So I started with this lovely teal colour and put some orange stripes. And I really like this hat. This was really quick, so I did this in another couple of evenings. And it's, you know, it's got a wool content in it, so it's lovely, and it's going to keep someone really warm. Now, one thing that the charities did say to me is, first of all, that most of their clients are men, and also that they didn't like colours that would stand out. They liked something that was a bit more subdued. So I've kind of taken that on board, even though I can't help but put a little splash of colour in there. Now, the work in progress that I've got is another hat, and I really like this hat. In fact, I'm thinking that if I get time, I might do some as a Christmas gift for a couple of people that I know. But this is the Violet Waffles hat. So I shall... Oh, can you see that texture? I wanted something, you know, I think with these, I like something a little bit going on. This is by Haldora J on Ravelry. Again, it's another free pattern. And I've done a little orange contrast in that. But I really love the texture of this hat. If I can spread it out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. It's got a really nice texture, and also because of the ribbing, obviously it's going to fit. Now, I did this on a slightly larger needle. I think it said a 4 for the hat. I've gone up to 4.5, 4.5. I did the rib in a 4, but I've gone up a size because this yarn, again, this is Drops Lima, is yeah, it kind of is a better gauge if I use a slightly larger needle. I'm obviously quite tight with this yarn, but yeah, so that is another hat I've got going on. So that's 2.5 hats in a week, and I haven't been doing that solidly. I've been doing my ranunculus sweater, and I've been doing my novelli as well. Admittedly, on the novelli, I think I've put an inch on it, so that's why I'm not showing you that. And the ranunculus, I think I'm sort of down here. But yeah, but these are great. And I told you last time that after Jack's box of socks, I was a little bit socked out. but this is a really portable project. So this hat is taking up, oh, it's going to take up a bit more than one ball. I've got this much left. So it's going to take a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really pleased, and I sort of think, do you know what, if it costs me £3 to make a hat, then I'm more than willing to spend that. I've got to make 10 for Lewes Open Door, but they are grateful for any more. So let me get my notebook. So that's all the notes I've written. so professional. So basically what I've decided is to open up a thread on Ravelry, and I'm going to call it Knit for a Stranger. I was going to use Gift for a Stranger, but that's already been used, that hashtag, so I'm going to use Knit for a Stranger. But that does mean you can crochet if you want to. You can do anything you like, it doesn't matter. There's also hats and gloves and scarves that they're really interested in taking on. So you can knit any one of those, whichever you like. I would be really grateful if you could donate a hat to a homeless shelter near you, even if it's a homeless person that lives near you, that you pass on a daily basis, that you could give that hat to. But it would be lovely if we could all make a little bit of difference and make someone a little bit cosier over the winter. Now, I've decided that I'm going to give away some prizes, and we're going to post our finished hats in the Ravelry thread. As I said, there's going to be a few prizes. I've got a few other people on board. I would be really grateful for any donations of yarn or patterns to go towards this project. I just think it's really nice to try and give something back. So if you can't make a hat, or you haven't got time to make a hat, then a donation of a prize would be really, really amazing, and I would be so thankful for that. Other things I need to say, I'm trying to think now. Oh yes, if you would like to make a hat but you haven't got anywhere near you that would take that hat or gloves or scarf or whatever, I would be more than happy for you to send it to me, and I will pass those things on to a shelter near me. I just think, you know, actually if everybody could do something, that would be just amazing. You know, an evening's work, and you can make a difference to somebody this winter. Thank you so much for spending a bit of time with me. I don't think I've got any more to say really. Anything that I've missed, I'm going to put in the down bar below, because as I said, I've just finished work and I'm probably rambling and I'm incoherent, and you know, yeah, I'll put everything in the down bar if I've forgotten. I will put links to the can't get my words out. I'll put links to the story I read on Tom Allen down below as well, so you can have a look at that. And also to the organisation, so if you want to donate something, then you'll have that information as well. So come over, join the Ravelry thread. Even if you can't join in but you'd like to just have a chat about it, then I would be more than happy to chat to you about it. I am really rambling now, but I'd like to say thank you again for watching the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and next time hopefully I'll have some other finished objects, and of course I will be having more hats. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm going to go and chill out for a bit, so until next time, bye.